We are talking about anger management, and let's focus on unlearn to be so angry, or unlearn that anger so that you can find your power and take your power back. I am Sue, your personal transformation coach. Anger often sets in from a very, very young age. As a very young child, you might have had your anger outburst, and you've observed how people reacted to that and the result of that anger, and now you continue with it in your adult life because it has set in as a pattern for you. As the young child, the anger most probably was a form of survival in a very unsafe environment that you found yourself in. And that anger became your protection, or it became your form of manipulation so that you could achieve what you wanted, so that you could feel safe again. So from an anger outburst, people either might have left you alone. They go away so they can leave you so that you can find your place of safety again. And as a manipulation tool, so people will conform and do what you want them to do. Now, when people find themselves in unsafe environments, they either go to the one side of anger, or they might become very submissive, very quiet, giving into what the other people want, just so that they can maybe not be seen and that they can be left alone. As an adult, this anger comes now at a very high cost. People no longer accept that childish behavior that the outbursts of your anger will bring to you. And often, as an adult, you will now want to suppress it. And that anger now either sets into passive aggression, or it can actually become physical at times, where you lash out and you actually become physically attacking somebody physically. That will not be tolerated as an adult. That should not have been tolerated as a child, and people should have provided you with coping mechanisms. But here we sit now, and now you have to take ownership of that anger, and it's your responsibility to do something about it. The first step is to know this is a learned behavior. It's a learned pattern that's set in. It is your knee-jerk behavior that when you find yourself in a situation where you feel threatened, and that might not even mean, most of the time, it's not something that is really physically threatening to you. It is an emotional threatened state that you find yourself in, where you feel unsafe, where you feel insecure, where you feel that you are not good enough. And therefore, you will fall back on your old behavior because that brought you some form of result, not necessarily in the right way, but that did lead to some result for you, which now can no longer work. So your first step towards mastering yourself, returning to yourself, becoming strong in yourself, will be to acknowledge the fact that this has been learned, and that I can unlearn it. And that I'm not a slave to my past and my past behavior. This is no longer an issue of suppressing it, but it's an issue of moving forward into transformation and letting go of that, becoming free of that bind that the anger brings over your life. This is very possible for you to master that. When you have the right tools, you receive coaching, and you receive the support that you need, this can be mastered, and you can step into a future that will be free and that you can flourish in. I wish you best as you start looking at yourself. I wish you best as you start taking ownership of this anger, and that you can change it. Be kind to yourself in this process. Remember, it's learned behavior. It is beliefs that you are running. And when you change those beliefs, you will change your future. We will chat soon.